La 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 Kannari na. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome for the online class of 9th standard. So today we are going to discuss about the Mughal emperors, the continue lesson. Already in the previous class we have understood about Babur and the Humayun, and during the middle century, means 1540 to 1545. So there was one more ruler who came from the Afghanistan and defeated the Humayun, captured Delhi under his control from 1540 to 1545. So that ruler name known as a Sher Shah. And after the death of the Sher Shah, once again Humayun reconquered the Delhi and he started to administrate the Delhi under his control. But unfortunately his death made to Akbar to ascend it to the throne. And due to that, when Akbar was 14 years old, he has to become a king of the Delhi. The most famous Mughal king was Akbar, and he was born in Amarkot in Sindh. Humayun was his father, that already you know, and he was assumed the power when he was 14 years old after the death of the Humayun. So in that situation, many opposite enemies were there for to the Mughal emperors, because one of a king who was nearby for to the Delhi, his name known as a Hemu, the military general of Bengal, King Muhammad Shah Abdali. So he opposed the Akbar to conquer Delhi and to become a king of the Delhi. So in that terrific situation, there was a battle took between the Hemu and the Akbar in the year 1556. This war in the history of the Mughals, or in the Indian history, known as a second battle of Panipat. So first battle of Panipat was led between Ibrahim Lodi and the Babur, led the foundation for the Mughal Empire, where the second battle of Panipat was fought between the Babur and the Akbar and the Hemu in the year 1556. It is considered as a second battle of Panipat. So here, when Akbar was 14 years old, he was unable to defeat the Hemu. One of his royal representative and his uncle, his name known as a Bairam Khan, who came to assist for to the Akbar in the second battle of Panipat. By the support of Ane Bairam Khan, what happened? Akbar defeated Hemu and gained the victory, and he started to announce as a Badshah. And especially the Akbar conducted many campaigns, more than 25 campaigns he has conducted. So he might have conquered Malwa, Jaipur, Gondavan, Chittor, Ranthambore, Kalinjar, Gujarat and Bengal. The Battle of Haldighati is the most famous significant battle in the history of the medieval India. Why? Because it is one of the twisting battle that Akbar has to face. The Chittor king Rana Uday Singh and his son Rana Pratap Singh came into a power. So they are very powerful at that situation. So Akbar did not went to fight against the Chittor king Rana Uday Singh and his son Rana Pratap Singh, because they are very brave and very famous at that situation. So he sent his leaders. One is Man Singh and Asaf Khan to fight against with Rana Pratap, but Rana Pratap was very brave. He know the war skill of guerrilla war system. He hided most of his troops in the mountain areas. So it is not easy task for the Akbar to conquer the Haldighati. After more than 3 months of an attack on the Rana Pratap Singh, he was defeated and the Mughal army got the victorious. The remaining state of Kashmir, Sindh, Orissa, Baluchistan, Kandahar and Ahmadnagar came under Akbar. Thus, he led the firm foundation of the Mughal to emerge as a powerful kingdom in a medieval India. So, more than the Humayun, more than the Babur, the Akbar extended the Mughal kingdom entire north and the northeast and the northwest also, and later up to so the Deccan Plateau he conquered. So like this, three phases of an extension of Akbar campaigns we are going to learn already in the 7th standard, and once again we are going to study now. So Akbar was very famous not only for his extension of his kingdom or conquering more and more property, joining for to the Mughal kingdom. He was a very religious tolerance person. So he conducted one of so the new religion, it is called as a Din-i-Ilahi. Akbar could break the chains of orthodox due to the close interaction with his mother, teachers and Sufi saints. So what happened? He started to perform the Rajput views, what they are going to make a puja, because Jodha, one of his wife, become very close for to Akbar. Akbar started to perform some Hindu religious customs and tradition in his court. So he had also ordered to not to arrest the Hindus and not to take a part in a war as a slaves. He also cancelled such Hindu taxes like jizya. He translated many Hindu religious books into a Persian language, encouraging in his court appointing the 9 gems. In English, in Hindi it is called as Navaratnas. Do you know who were the Akbar court 9 gems or a Navaratnas? One is Todarmal, Abdul Fazal, Faizi, Birbal, Tansen, Abdur Rahim, Khan-e Khanna and Hamim Humam and Mullah Do Payaz and the Mansingh. You know about the Birbal and Akbar, many stories in the childhood age. Maybe many stories you have learned about the Akbar and Birbal. He was a very intelligent one of the minister who lived in the court of Akbar. And Raja Todarmal, one of his royal minister, he is going to maintain the revenue system, and Bhagwan Das Mansingh, these were the very famous governors. 3 members were there. One is Bhagwan Das and another one is Mansingh and the Todarmal and Rai Singh. They were the very famous governors, and they are going to maintain the entire revenue system of the Mughal kingdom. And especially in his court, he appointed 12 financial ministers. Among that 12 financial ministers, 8 ministers were the Hindu and remaining other 4 were the Islamic tradition people. And during the time of Akbar, he given a chance for the Hindus to celebrate all customs and tradition in his kingdom, like Rakhi festival, Deepavali, Shivratri. These are all celebrated in the court. Like this, he maintained the religious tolerance among all the religion. That's why he is considered among all the Mughal emperors as a great emperor of India, and he was popularly known as a Badshah. And I told you, during the time of Akbar administration, he brought one new religious system. It is known as Din-i-Ilahi. It was established in 1582. He called all religious heads and constructed one of the prayer hall. It is called as Ibadat Khan, and in that hall he made all the religious heads to make some discussion about the religion, collecting all kind of religious heads support and their ideas. He introduced one of the new religion. It is called as a Din-i-Ilahi, but most of the members in a future they did not join for to the Din-i-Ilahi, but it was a very best religion which was introduced by the Akbar. And Akbar was very famous for not only the religious tolerance, he was also maintained a new kind of administrative system. He concentrated towards to the administrative system. He divided his kingdom into a central government, provincial government, and the paragans, and entire power of kingdom administration, and he was the head of the commandant. He is the super executive and he is the head of the judiciary, but he appointed 4 ministers in absence of him to assist in administration. One is Wakil, Diwan, Mir Bakshi, and Main Sardar. And I told you he divided the kingdom into provinces. So they were all called as a subas. Provinces what here? Subas. So subas means Rajya. They were altogether 15 subas. In entire his kingdom, how many subas were there? 15 subas means states. And each Suba is going to have one head. He is called as a governor. In Persian language, they are called as a Sipasalar. A Diwan, Bakshi, a Sardar, priest, a constable, and Wakia Names were supporting for the administration. And every districts have a Fauzdar, Amal Guzar, and Batikchi. And the administration of the Paragans was carried by the Shikdar, Amir, Poddar, Akonongu, and Akbar established many hierarchical system in the army. That army administration system of the Akbar's is very popularly known as a Mansabdari system, and every minister has to supervise the military. And there were 4 important troops in the military. One is infantry, Kaldala, cavalry, it is a Kudre Dala, elephantry units, Ane Dala, and the cannons. Cannons means Pirangi Dala. Like this, the 4 important troops were there in the army of the Akbar, and they were separated in other department. A separate department was therefore to provide horses or animals for to the soldiers. It is known as a Dag Mahali, stamping department. Akbar maintained well revenue system also. During the time of an Akbar administration, what happened? So he brought one new revenue system. It is called as Jubti system. It was also very popularly known as a system of Todarmal, because he was the estimator and executive of this new policy. He used the bamboo sticks and iron hooks to measure the land, and land was classified into 4 important divisions. One is Polaj, another one is Paruti, Chachar, and the Banjar. Banjar means what here? Unfertile land. Means it is a barren land, not using for any kind of agricultural activities. On the base of an excellent average and the medicore, the farmers has to pay the tax for to a king. So whenever the farmers are going to pay a tax, they want to bring one document. It is called as a patta. Which one it is called? Pata. It was introduced during the time of Akbar. This made him to collect revenue very systematically. That's why Akbar made a lot of changes in administration. And you are going to look at the map, which is going to give the details about the Akbar kingdom. Akbar is also well known for to police administration. He encouraged for many monuments construction. Many monuments were constructed because a good revenue system made him to collect lot of revenue and to make many peoples to work in different kind of departments. So due to that, very important monuments which were constructed during the time of Akbar, it is Fatehpur Sikri. It is a new capital, so established during the time of Akbar Regmi. Khwaja Baga and Daftar Khan, Jodhabai Palace, Daulat Khan, Panch Mahal, Birbal House, Kabutar Khan. So these are all the monuments were constructed during the time of Akbar. And Akbar elder son, his name known as a Jahangir, he came into a power. So due to that, what happened? So Akbar Regmi was completed, and after the death of Rana Akbar, who came into a power, his name known as a Jahangir. I think, my dear students, you have understood the details about the Akbar achievement and the great King Akbar. Some information further, if you have need any kind of information regarding to the Akbar, I am going to explain you in the future. Either you can question me in a WhatsApp, I will try to answer for your all questions. Keep watching the videos and prepare the notes regarding to the lessons what I am going to teach, and be active in a studies. Don't neglect the studies. Soon your schools may be going to open. So thank you for listening, and goodbye.